Hello my friends and welcome back to the allotment. This week my job is to use my brand new drill and get this door, back on to the shed at the back of the greenhouse. Now I started by taking off the old hinges and I'd found some new T-hinges. Obviously I had to manhandle it back into place, which involved a few swear words and some kicking. And then using the T-hinges and attaching them so that we actually have a door that works. I've got to say, rather proud of myself for getting that one done. I've never even attempted hanging a door before, so quite pleased with myself. And then it was on to looking inside. Okay, so I'm going to start tackling the greenhouse. I am so in love with this. It's just fabulously wonky. But I need to do some proper investigating to find out exactly what I'm working with. So we've got some sort of table here. And oh dear Lord, I feel so sorry for all these plants. I mean, look, they've been potted up and they've been lovingly labelled. We've got poppy, tomato, mustard, another tomato, chives at the back there, peppers. I won't be planting any peppers. I don't do well with peppers. They do not agree with me. And we've got some up here. Lettuce. Carrot. I think that's it. I think this one says giant. Not sure about that. So I need to decide what I'm going to do there. Unfortunately, we've got some of the dreaded nettles down here. They need to come out as fast as possible. And we've got some brambles that are making their way in. Tenacious little so-and-sos, aren't they? I think most of this is probably going to come up relatively easily. That might look like cress, but I'm fairly sure it's probably not. This is going to need to be dealt with. The rest of the wood looks really good, but that not so much. And then we've got a broken pane there as well. That's probably why that's rotted, I dare say. I'm going to need to figure out what's going on with that bit. And then this end also has a lot of... Oh look, the sun's coming out. Aha! That makes a difference, doesn't it? We've got a lot of broken panels here. There are quite a few gaps in places. Like, the window's open, but that's a gap. And we have some, gaps down the side here, but hey, it's ventilation. I don't know what that was. If anyone recognises any of the stuff, by the way, please feel free to tell me so I know what I'm dealing with. And then I think these were cauliflowers, look like they've been harvested. I think actually the first time I came to visit, the cauliflowers were still in there. If you hear tapping noises, it's the door. I need to figure out a way of closing it from the inside. And there's a little shelf there with Don't know what they were. One of these. Don't know. Don't know. So the plan is, we've got some more trays and stuff down there. The plan is to clear this all out and see what we're working with. And also to do the shed part. Oh, doesn't it look great with a bit of sunlight coming in? You've got the sun up here coming in. Makes such a difference. But also we have the shed part, which I'm nicknaming the shed, the greenhouse shed. Okay, so the shed, which now has a door on it. So proud of myself for that. It's got a workbench over here. Again, some gaps with the roof, you can see. Hey, it's ventilation. There is nothing of interest in that box, so that'll have to go, because it's got this plastic stuff on, so you can't really put that on down. I thought when I first saw it, I thought, oh, tools, but it's not. It's just like bits of wood with screws on and stuff. Never mind. And little door here, but it doesn't close. Looks like it's catching here, so I'm gonna get crack on and see what I can do tidying up and cleaning wise in here. And somebody's left a jacket. It's not ours. I think it's a kiddie's jacket by the look of it. Arabesque Dance Academy. Sounds very swish, doesn't it? So I'm just going to crack on and see what I can get done. Okay, so things I have found today. I found some of these cups. They are plastic. That one's really heavy and I think it's glass. A variety of gloves. Screwdriver. Bottle of wine, presumably. I'm not going to be keeping that. A bra. Definitely not going to be keeping that. And a few other things like garden netting, etc. And this, I don't know what that is. It's got a screwdriver bit and it's got those. So I'm guessing it's like a combination screwdriver, and those are for going over the top of nuts. I'm guessing that's what it's for. It looks useful. And I also found one of these. No little strap, but I have some garden twine which I'm going to put through that so I can hang it up in here. Yeah. And that's so far. I kind of like doing this, seeing what you can find. Is that weird? Oh, I also found this brown paper bag, which is sealed. I'm going to open it up and see what's inside. Of course, I'm a curious so-and-so, and I wants to know. It feels metally. It feels like a tool of some description. It's another one of those! There's two! Oh, dropping things. There's two of them. Oh, there's something else in here. What's this? An Allen key. I wonder if these came packaged with something for an assembly, like to assemble something. Look like they should be worth keeping anyway. I have also just found these. Definitely bones. No idea of what. I know a lot of people on the site keep hens. Maybe, don't know. Either way, I am going to go and throw them into the hedge. Okay, we have this bench area now cleared off and tidied. Got a pile of gloves. I'm going to take them home, stick them through the washing machine, see if they're any use, because you know, waste not, want not. The cups I'm going to leave, not this one, this one's mine. I brought a drinky with me. I'm going to leave these here at the moment, but I will take those home and wash them at some point for use. I'm pretty sure there's one of these actually. Yeah, that matches. So we've got 3 of those. These are my gloves, which I'm going to take back. And I have started a pot of odds and sods there. And I've given all a brush out, look through. I have checked, there's nothing in that cabinet. The drawer was on the floor, I've put that back in. Yeah, not bad for a little bit of time. Unfortunately, I can't stay any longer, so I haven't been able to get to that bit. Or the bit down there. Have cleaned some glass up though outside. Sun is now coming out, but unfortunately I have other things that I need to go and do, like tax returns, because it's January. Hello my friends, I am back, and today I'm going to start clearing in here. But before I get going, I have a favour to ask. No, it's not like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTuber stuff. It is, can anyone help me identify these plants? They look like they've been climbers, and they have all these pods. Now my first thought was peas, but when you open them up, I have opened a few. Let's just get what I've got. Those are not regular peas. Sweet peas? I don't know. Can anyone help? Because I'm going to save some of the seed, but I'd kind of like to have a little bit of an idea what I might have before I plant them all. You know, just try and get it right. I'm going to say we've got a rabbit problem here. So, suggestions would be helpful. I'm guessing the best thing to do is to dig down and put some mesh in. Also, if anyone knows what these are, what this is, let me know. I'm about to pull it all down. I can't see any seeds or anything. I don't know, I'm guessing beans or something. I don't know. It's gonna have to come down though. So as I've started pulling these out, whatever they are, and this stuff, look, there's loads of, I mean, they look like, ooh, I don't know, mouldy onions or something. Ew. Right, this bit's going to be a little bit more clear than what I was expecting. Okay, so in today's episode of What Did I Find on the Allotment, I found another one of these. Some of these, I am assuming that's something to do with climbing plants. A bunch of these, which were absolute sods to get off whatever it was down at the bottom. And a dibber, that'll come in useful. And I also found, hang on, give us a sec. I also found a load of stuff that had been sown in seed trays and just left. And I've picked up all of the little markers to see what they are. I cannot make that one out. This one says peas. This one says flower and pansy. Cauliflower. I think that's sweet corn. Salad. Chard. Radish. Not sure. Looks a bit long for radish. Turnips. I actually love turnips, but my husband hates them. So they're not actually very high on the list of things to grow, because we're trying to prioritise things that we will both eat. That says honeysuckle. I like honeysuckle. Climb flower. Okay. And that one says beetroot. So my guess is that, let's just take this up a little bit. I've piled them all there in the corner. My guess is that they were all sown, ready for the new season, and then for some reason, whoever had this plot abandoned it, and it was all just left. Which is kind of sad, because, you know, they'd put in all this work and those plants were doing their best to grow and they never stood a chance. So, as you can see, it's a much different proposition to what it was earlier. That bramble has been chopped off and just needs to be thrown outside. Those are a couple of propagator lids that I found over here with these. There is going to be a shed load of seeds in here from whatever that pod plant was. And the other one, somebody said they thought it was Angelica, my friend, but I'm not sure. Fixing this, I think, is going to be top of my list for next week. We're definitely going to have a problem with nettles in here because they had invaded, and I have definitely not got all of the roots out. And as I said before, there's going to be a rabbit issue. So I'm thinking dig down and put some mesh in place. Not sure. And then we need to get these panes sorted. We've got one there. That's smashed just there. We need a replacement pane there. I haven't checked on the other side, but I'm guessing that's going to require a replacement pane. That looks like it just needs reseating. And then this one, we've got another one here needs reseating. So those are going to be on my list for next week, along with getting some of those compost bags down on top of this soil. It's quite soft. It's quite soft. It's not hard, but I think I'm going to see what I can do about getting this soil cleaned out of as much weed root as I can and turned over and covered, and then maybe plant, and if I've got sort of stuff on top here, I can plant and then put stand the plants on top in trays, so I can start getting some seeds planted, because then I'm really going to feel like I am making some headway in my gorgeous abandoned greenhouse.